Monument Circle, Indianapolis, sitting inside a Starbucks, as you can see, right back here. My voice is a little messed up from the weather, freezing cold. Let me show you what I'm wearing today. I've got, hold on here. I'll show you what I'm wearing. Yeah. This is my hoodie, kind of half insulated. Got this deal here, a neck gaiter, which is also a little mask. Helps a little. And I've got my jacket, a heavy winter jacket. And I've got, hold on, let me turn this volume down a little bit. Turn that volume down just a hair. I don't know if you're getting feedback. I'm sorry if you are. Anyway, next layer. I've got thermal on. A union suit, which is the long underwear, one piece long underwear. And I've got also, can't show you, but I've got a t-shirt. As far as what I'm wearing underneath, well, obviously a hat too, but I've got some gloves in my hand, and basically it's I just don't see how being homeless these guys can survive in this. I mean, I did it for 2.5 years, but it seems like, I don't know, now in retrospect, it just doesn't seem like it was that bad, I guess. But I mean, homeless is bad, period. We had Gabby Gonzalez with Fox 59. We had her come through today, and her and her cameraman were like, seriously, you've been out here since Monday? I said, yeah, Monday, actually, technically since 3 a.m. And she said I was kind of crazy, I guess, because I had sorry, I get distracted. The cold, man, it's messes with me bad. She couldn't believe. She said, you were out here when it was like -20? And I was like, yeah, it wasn't all that fun. And as you know, you can see I'm wearing different clothes now because I had to have clothes dropped off because, you know, my coveralls had busted. So, hold on here, let me do something really quick. Okay, I'm gonna try to share this with some folks here. More people on our video. Oops. Let's see what we can do. See what we can do. And we'll go ahead and put this on our personal page here too. Sorry guys, I had to do a quick typing, a little editing here. Go ahead and where are we here? We're still going, we're still live. Hard telling. Anyway, let's get this copied over here. Right. Well, hopefully I did it. Don't know if you guys can even see me somebody's watching this, go ahead and leave a comment or something so I can see if we're even broadcasting. Like I said, I'm new to this. I'm no tech giant or anything of that nature. Back to the homeless. I actually had the chance to speak with some police officers and whatnot down here last night and earlier this afternoon. One of them was one of the police officers that found my friend, Wes, which I don't know if many of you heard or anything, but Wes was, I was homeless with Wes about, I don't know, I'd have to say it was 9 years ago, maybe even. And he was 6 days away from getting into his new apartment. And they found him on Georgia Street, which is, for those of you who are familiar with Indianapolis, you know where that's at, but Georgia Street is just about 3 blocks south of where I'm sitting here on the circle. And he was discovered deceased in his wheelchair with nothing but a piece of cardboard and a blanket. And I've known Wes since, like I said, 7 to 9 years ago. And matter of fact, he's been to a few of our outreaches, after I got off the streets and we got Camping for a Cause started. And then this morning, I was talking with Teresa, met her, and she's going through a lot of the same things, a lot of health issues. You hear people that are homeless say they've got health issues. That's not too far-fetched, because you stay out here on the streets long enough, you're going to have some kind of health issue, whether it's sore knees, joint damage, from having to walk everywhere, or back problems from having to carry your belongings with you everywhere you go. And those are just a couple. In this type of weather, you frostbite, all kinds of stuff, and none of it's good. None of it's any good, as we all know. But Teresa was one of the sweetest ladies I met. She's been out here for a while. She's been out here for a minute. But she somehow manages to do with nothing. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm looking out the window for her, because her and another guy I met, Houston, I think, or something like that. I can't remember his name either. I'm horrible with names, by the way. So they should be coming. But if you follow our page, you want to kind of see a little bit more. Gabby Gonzalez with Fox 59 and CBS 4 here in Indianapolis. They came out this morning, did a little interview and everything, and they're going to be running that interview tomorrow, Wednesday morning, from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Every hour on their morning shows. Both stations will. And if you want to tune in, if you'd like to know more or see what's up, gosh, this winter's just drying my skin out. This weather is, it's almost a burn from the wind. Very painful. Matter of fact, I'm sitting in here, and there's some homeless folks in here. But that just happens. It's part of it. Luckily, Starbucks is gracious enough to let these folks sit here and get warmed up. Sometimes they even give them a coffee or so. That's nice. But our major issue is funding. Just straight to the chase. In order for us to do what we really want to do, which is make a dent, if anything. Now, however huge the dent, right now, since we don't have our not-for-profit status, it kind of depends on you. People that watch, the viewers, it all depends on you. Because we are a licensed business in the state of Indiana through the state's Attorney General's office. We do not get any funding as of yet. We're still waiting for the clearance from the government for a 501c3 not-for-profit status. So until that comes through, we solely subside on what we give, what you give, Many times, we've gone in hog personally because we take out of our wallets. And one important thing to note, none of us, team members or volunteers alike, none of them, nobody gets or receives pay or any type of salary or anything, nothing. So this is all out of the genuine, the generosity of y'all's hearts and everything. And I was kind of hoping Teresa would be back by now because I wanted to kind of give a little interview with her and everything, just sitting here. But maybe I can do that on my next live feed. She should be coming. I don't know. Anyway, I've had people ask me a couple questions like, where did you sleep last night? And I slept. There's a set of railroad tracks right down the road. Many of you have seen them. They go by the old Hoosier Dome. That's not there anymore. By Lucas Oil Stadium. They're sleeping. There's railroad tracks, and I use my sleeping bag right here and all my stuff here. That's what I do with it. And then a lot of people have also asked, how am I going to survive for this week? Because I don't want to go to missions and take away from a homeless person that actually needs the food, seeing as I do have a home. So just the kindness of strangers, really, because I don't want to take up any room at a shelter because these guys need it with as dangerous lately as these temperatures have been. I don't want to go for a meal or a bed or anything, hence the sleeping on the streets. Plus it means something to me because I didn't really stay in a shelter much back 7, 8, 9 years ago, whatever it was when I was homeless. I didn't really stay in a shelter much. I was too sick, to be honest. I was in and out of the hospital. But I did sleep under bridges and overpasses. And I'll tell you what, there's a certain freedom, I guess, in that. And a lot of these guys out here, I asked them about that. And they're same thing, because there's certain rules. And they don't want to go by these rules. I mean, we all have to go by rules, but they're kind of absurd rules, honestly. Like, even if you're non-denominational, you are forced to go to church service every night at Wheeler Mission. And some guys just, not everybody's a Christian. Not everybody, wants that type of thing forced down their throats. So for them, it's a little more about freedom, and you don't really have to answer. And these, you're talking about diehard people who've stayed out here for, I don't know, years, I guess. Some of them have. But some of them are pretty new to this. And Houston or Austin, I think it's Austin, the guy I met, Austin, he's out trying to find cigarettes right now. But he was telling me that he just got put out on the streets 2 days ago. So, it's a whole new thing to him. His bank, he doesn't have any addictions. He's a clean-cut kid. He's 28. But all it took for him was his bank. His job at his bank somehow did not connect, and it ended up causing a problem with his check being held or something to that. He was explaining it to me earlier, and we were sitting here. I was trying to come up with ideas for him, So I let him use my phone, and he called his work, and he called the bank and everything, and hopefully they got something worked out for his case, because he's got a car in a parking garage up here too. And he's not even from here. He's from north of here by about an hour, and he's got. Sorry, I know I keep looking around, but there's so many homeless people out here, and I just want to see who my buddies are, see if I recognize any of them from years ago. But anyway, Austin, he's got a car up here in the Chase Tower parking garage, but without his pay, he can't get his car out. So, and
how you doing, buddy?
Our organization, we just can't, do stuff like that. But that's okay. You know, he'll figure it out, and we're putting our heads together, trying to get it worked out for him. Maybe I should do this. Pull my hat back a little so you guys can see my face a little better. That's scary, I know. Here's something, you know, I just take for granted, and many of us do. When I was sitting here having coffee today and last night, okay, you know, a lot of people know coffee's a diuretic. Well, when you're on the streets or you're homeless out here, and I had this hit me yesterday. I chugged 2 coffees, you know, and thinking, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. Where do I go? I mean, especially looking like I look right now, dressed for the part, I guess you could say. Looking like I look right now, though, you know, I went in a couple places and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, you can't be here, or sir, please don't bring that bag in here. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Leave it outside? They're like, well, if you want to come in. I'm like, seriously? I mean, and then I explain to them who I am, show them, you know, one of my business cards, and, you know, show them maybe some pics or video or something, Facebook, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, yeah, sure, you can come right in. I'm like, wow, you know, it's kind of a twist. So if you find yourself, you know, I really don't know what to say about that, because I guess what I'm saying here is there's a lot of homeless in Indianapolis, yes. But when businesses start discriminating like this, Starbucks does not, though. We kind of helped out with that 3 years ago when we first did this camp out. But some businesses don't let you in. I mean, that's a very human thing. What am I going to do? And then what do you do? Go in an alley? Go on the street? No, you're going to get arrested for that. So, I mean, there's got to be some give. I'm all for the change and everything, but I wish I had all the answers, because certain businesses will let you in if you live on the streets. Certain businesses won't, and it's contingent upon don't sleep where you're sitting, or you know, don't start begging or panhandling and bothering customers. So Starbucks is really good about that. But they get full. This one here gets really full at times. So that's about all I have to say about that. I mean, if I know there's like maybe 1 or 2 people right at the moment watching, but if you have a question, you know, by all means, type it in and I'll speak to you. I don't know what. Let's see. Some of the biggest questions we have. Let me see if I can just say hello to all of you. Okay, sorry. Type a message. Yeah, anyway. You know, I guess this hits me, this whole topic, this whole issue of homelessness hits me extremely hard. But it's something that, I mean, I could talk for hours about it, but when you've lived it, when you actually lived it like I have in my past, when you've lived it, it's kind of hard to really just tell you everything. You know, so if anybody, 1 person, 2 people, whoever is watching this right now, if you have a question, I'm going to be on here for a little bit longer. You know, I've got a little battery left in my computer. I apologize for yesterday, though, because this weather killed my battery in my computer when I was out here. So, anywho. So we've got what, today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We got 3 more days of the camp out. I said I wouldn't come off the streets until we raised the amount that we were trying to raise for our organization, but you know what? The very first day out there is what gave me pause. I mean, and then I wake up this morning and come out of my sleeping bag, and yeah, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to go anywhere. But yesterday, I'd have to say, was a little more brutal because the wind chills. I mean, and another thing is when you're right downtown Indianapolis, especially on the circle, what people don't realize is that Indianapolis basically becomes a wind tunnel. And so if like you can go on the outskirts of the city, like south side, west side, east side, north side, whatever you want to, but as soon as you step away from those sides of town, you get downtown, everything's blowing. And if it's cold, it's going to be that much more cold for these guys out here. I mean, I got blessed. 9 years ago, when I was actually living on the streets, I did not have this type of harsh weather to deal with. It was, not as bad, I should say. Not that I remember offhand. Yeah, this is pretty extreme this year. The first year was bad too. We sat in the same spot on the circle every year, but it was really bad. But we made it, and we'll keep doing this. But I really had pause, like I said earlier, about coming out here because of the weather. I mean, after yesterday, especially, that was brutal. I don't care if you're an Eskimo, that was brutal. I don't care if you're a polar bear, that was brutal. Anywho, I guess I'll let the live feed keep going for a little longer. See if anybody chimes in with a question or anything. So, and if you do, that's cool. If you don't, it's cool too. I hope I know how to respond to questions. I don't know if this is the new one. This is a new one for me, and this is a new forum that we're doing this in. So usually we just depend on our local media to cover this and get the word out. But I just wanted to give you guys a live look as it's going on, and as to what I do or what's going on out here. If I sit in here too long, then that could be a bad thing, because then my body gets all heated up, warmed up again. I'm not used to that. If you sweat too much, that can be deadly, because that sweat turns to ice. Matter of fact, I had my beard and my mustache were icing up outside earlier. I took some pictures of that. I'll post those to the page as well. But yeah, I was really reconsidering that the whole financial aspect of it, financial goal, because I'm like, oh great, what if not a lot of people see this or something? I don't want to be out here until springtime because we didn't meet our our quota for the goal we set, or that I should say that I set. But like I said, nobody gets paid here. It's all volunteer. Not even the team members. I don't even know if a lot of you guys know my role in this, but I'm Jeffrey Kincaid. I am the founder, and I say executive director, but all the other team members say president. I just don't like that term, president, because I don't lead. I just try to show more so. But if they need me to wear that title, it's whatever. I'll wear that title. That's fine. But I don't care for it. Yeah. So I'm the founder, and so far the only one who sleeps out on the streets every year for this camp out. I kind of roped myself into that, I suppose. I said I'd do it every year here in Indianapolis until we didn't need that anymore, or till we get the proper people to look at this and actually do something about it. We just switched mayors. We had Mayor Ballard. Now we have Mayor Hogsett. So I told the news stations and the reporters today that if you if we could have a sit down with them, that'd be great. I mean, if there was more funding to this issue, if they took this issue, there's always funding available for the police. There's always funding available for those emergency issues. But this, to me, is an emergency. I mean, you ask any homeless person out here, this is an emergency because there's people getting frostbite. There's people like my friend Wes passing away. You know, so if you guys have any questions, like I said, go ahead and type them in the little box down there in the comments or whatever that is that they're showing you that you can see. But our next step, or at least my next step, is to march into the city-county building and try to set up something with Mayor Hogsett so we can start a real discussion about getting maybe some property, city property allocated, and we'll get some different companies on board with this to have a managed site, mini homes community, and we will. It's just a matter of time, you know. But I'm not going to stop till it happens. Just like I wasn't going to just sit idly by. And then my friend Bridget, who I'm sure a lot of you've seen, she sits outside here and knits things and sells them. She got very blessed yesterday. She was only out here for an hour and a half, and she usually sits out here all day, depending on, you know, if it's slow, fast. She takes requests, and she's got her regulars who get mittens, hats, scarves, whatever the case may be. And she usually only sits out here long enough until she gets a hotel room. So she got blessed yesterday within like an hour and a half. But she sits on the cold bricks, you know, and I don't know how she does it. She's been doing this for years and years. And then she was out here this morning, I'd say for maybe 2 hours. Generosity's not dead by any means. Generosity's not dead. Or she wouldn't be off the streets right at this point. Like I said, I apologize for looking around so much. You know, I'm just looking for some homeless friends of mine that are supposed to be down around here this afternoon, so I can get them hooked up with some resources and whatnot. So, we've been at this, 3 years now? Well, officially for 2, but I've been doing it for 3 because that first year, I slipped out, which, another brutal year, but this year, we may be absent of snow, but this is way more brutal as far as wind and temps go. But that first year I slept out for the poorhouse.org. Andrea Demink and Chad Riddle, and they're 2 of my best friends ever because of what they've done for me, because when I lived out here, you know, they helped facilitate my getting back off the streets, and they were basically just an ear, a shoulder, and just good friends, as well as, you know, getting me things through their outreach. So that's where the idea of the outreach came, was from her model, basically. We do things a little differently, but, you know, I was going to those outreaches every Wednesday and I think Sunday nights, and it's good, because if there's one thing that is a big issue, that would be the solitude. It gets lonely. I mean, you find yourself alone with your thoughts, and sometimes that's not such a good thing. You know, given you're homeless in the frame of mind you're probably in already, but I've never felt so alone when in a city full of people. It's amazing how you can be right here on the circle, right in front of everybody. People don't look at you, and if they do, they try to do it when you're not looking at them. But they don't even want to read my sign, and it has nothing to do with begging. It's just the same sign I've held for 3 years now. You know, it says "Camping for a Cause," CFAC, Camping for a Cause, desperate to raise awareness about homelessness. But they don't even want to look at that. I mean, I catch these little glances like this, and it's almost as if when people get to a certain proximity of you, their head automatically goes from this to this. You know, they want to avert their eyes away because they feel, I guess, if they look at your sign, they're obligated. If they look at you, then they're obligated not to necessarily speak, but to do something. Whether it's say hi, lend help, give a smile, whatever that case. I mean, ironically enough, I've had probably about 4 or 5 people come over and up to me out here offering me money, and I'm like, oh, you know, go give this to her or for this guy over here because they're really homeless, and I explain who I am and what we do, and then they want to donate anyway. Don't want to give me the money now. They want to give it to the organization. I tell them how they can do that while I'm out here. So, and that's my purpose. People like, Jeff, hey man, what's your purpose of being on the streets? What's really your purpose of being on the streets? It's to raise awareness, but like I told one lady who was on a cigarette break from the Chase building right back here, she was walking up to me and she goes, honey, I'm sorry, I was whistling. She said, you whistle beautifully. And I was like, well, thank you. And she goes, I wish I had some money to give you. And I explained it to her. And she said, wow, well, okay, that's really cool, you know. That's dedication. I wouldn't do that, blah, 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 you know. Not in this weather. So, see, we did get a conversation started. But it's kind of weird, too, because after that, she said, oh, well, you know, let me go get you coffee. More coffee. So, more bathroom breaks, which I haven't taken yet. But it's kind of funny because she goes, I'll get you a coffee. Don't worry, I got my husband's credit card. And that was kind of funny to me. And then she said after she gets off work, she's going to go down here to the ATM in the actual bank part of the bottom, and she's going to pull out some money and donate it to our cause. I said, no, if you want to do that, then don't pull out cash and hand it to me, because I know me, and I'm just going to hand it to one of the homeless guys I see out here. I know we need it, but that's just who I am. That's what I would do. But I'll tell you, I'm going to kill this volume of my playback in here. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if that's bothering you or not. I don't know if my volume's up too high or not. I just want to say thank you to you guys, too, for viewing, for supporting us, whether that's in your hearts, through donations, or money. But I thank each and every one of you for that, for taking part in and being a part of something I would give my life for. It means that much. I don't really know what to say anymore. These things, I don't know. I'm not a good speaker. I could ramble on for hours. I feel like I'm uncomfortable. Need to babble, so I apologize if I have. I've only been doing this for about, it shows I've been live for about 4 minutes, something like that. Maybe longer, I'm not sure. I can't tell, I don't know, it's all new to me. Anyway, on my next feed, I really hope to have some of my homeless friends here, so you guys can hear their stories personally, from them, talking right here to you. So I'm going to try to do another feed if my computer boots up tomorrow. I was having issues again this morning with it, but I stayed in here long enough and got warmed up. So I just want to thank you guys for that. If you would like to make a donation, please visit our page, contact one of us, message one of us, or use our GoFundMe site. I don't really like using that because they do take 5% to 5 to 7%, but we'll do what we have to do. And I will try to come on here tomorrow and have some first-hand experiences and first-hand stories from the people I know, and some of them that I've met even since yesterday, like Teresa. if any of you saw the video I posted this morning of Teresa, and I just want to get her on here so you guys can hear it from the horse's mouth, because hearing it from me, that's great and everything. You can hear stories from the people who've done certain things, but there's nothing like hearing it from the person going through that at the moment. So, thank you. I love you guys. Thanks for your support. It hasn't been easy. I will keep pushing on, though. We're going to make it as long as we can here. And once again, news plug, Fox 59 and CBS 4, between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. They'll be showing the story every hour. And then there's possibly, she was mentioning possibly doing a live broadcast from the Circle tomorrow morning. So we'll see what happens with that. Either way, I'll keep you guys updated. Pardon me. I'll keep you guys updated and let you know what's going on. Before I get going here, though, if anybody's got a question, please type it in, and I'll do my best to answer you before I head off or log off. And Chip, my friend, Chip Morlock, one of the original founders as well. Well, I call him that. I don't know if he considers himself that. He's one of the guys that actually came down here and started supporting myself. The first year we did this. So, Chip Morlock, shout out to you, buddy. I hope you're snugly and warm in Puerto Rico, my friend, on your little break. I understand, man. God bless. Scott Kraft, thanks for hanging out with me yesterday down here. Much appreciated, my brother. But to everybody else, I'm going to try to do another broadcast tomorrow with my friends, my homeless friends, some of them. And I'm going to start at I hope to start at about 11 a.m., but it might be 11:30. So go ahead and give it a look-see if you'd like to. And talk to you guys later. Thank you. I love you. God bless. And please continue to support what we love and what we stand for and what means the world to us. Until then, Jeff Kincaid, camping for a cause.